So what's it like suing and removing a squatter? What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions. If you guys have been following me on Instagram for the past 48 hours, you've seen this all unfold. It's a very unfortunate situation. I really hope that you can learn from my experience, and if you have any suggestions, feel free to comment down below. To start off, how did we find this property and what was our intention? So we buy and sell and flip properties. We bought this property how we buy most of our properties, and it's through the people that follow us on social media, Instagram and YouTube. We get messages all the time of our followers connecting us with motivated sellers, people that are friends, family, or neighbors interested in selling their property off market. The great thing about that is we incentivize our followers by paying them either a finder's fee, a couple $1,000s, and or a commission of our net profits after we flip the property. That's how this property was acquired back in February of 2022. Fast forward June, we now had to forcefully evict this druggie that would not leave the property. And what happened, I can reassure you, it almost needs a Netflix series because it's so crazy. So we knew as we were purchasing this property that it was going to be an issue to get this individual out. So we bought this property off of the mother. She was the owner of the property. She sold us the property. There was no active tenants or leases in place. She has a son that lived with her. This guy's in his 30s. He's a druggie. He has always been a problem in her life, and she warned us of, hey, he might be a problem for us to have to remove him. We saw his situation. We can tell that he was, into drugs. We knew that he was a different type of person. So what we offered was we offered him money up front. We actually filmed a video on YouTube, and this was actually something that was suggested, where you try to offer them some form of an incentive so they leave the property, so we can get into the remodel and then listing it back for sale. We offered him money. He rejected it, and rejected it in a very rude way. To my understanding, this individual, the druggie, has a girlfriend and a newborn. Newborn can't be older than 1 year old. This druggie, and I mean that in a very literal way, not only is he an active user, but it seems like he also might be selling and or really just selling out of the house. That's what the neighbors told us. With that being said, once we knew that we couldn't remove him off of the property by asking him to leave, we then again offered, he rejected. We then got lawyers involved. And the very unfortunate thing about this is that lawyers are the ones that make all the money, and then he is left with nothing. Not only did we have to sue him, but as of last month, we won the lawsuit. Night and day difference, obviously. He goes to represent himself, he has no case, and then we have our legal representation. The unfortunate thing about this is that now, because of how long he stayed in that property and according to average market rent and also our lawyer fees, he is also now owing us or now needs to pay us $8,000 in fees. Are we ever going to actually accept the $8,000? No, we'll never pay for it, and that's understood. We just wanted him out of the property. They gave him 1 week from when we won the lawsuit to leave the premise of the property. This was 3 weeks ago. We were getting our contractors in place to begin the remodel on this property. He was supposed to be gone 3 weeks ago. As of last week, or a couple days ago actually, we got a call from the police department saying, hey, there is police activity in front of your house. We're like, what the heck? There's no way that this could be our tenant, right? Or the person that was living in the property. What ended up happening, and again, this is the crazy part, he was supposed to leave the property already, he didn't. What ended up happening, he was still living there. He told us that he did leave. He, for some reason, sold the Pokemon card to someone. He said the Pokemon card was supposedly worth $1,500. It was worth, and he sold it for $100. The person that he sold it to, once he found out that it wasn't worth $1,500, just like any Pokemon enthusiast, would come back with a gun. He came back with a gun, knocking, demanding for his $100 back. Now, take this into consideration. This druggie is not just putting himself at risk and our property, but he has his girlfriend and his newborn baby. Talk about a shitty situation for that baby. The police get called because there's an altercation. That is when we get, notified of this police activity. And we're like, he's not supposed to be there. He was supposed to be out 2 weeks ago. So the sheriff wanted to round up his troops, and then the next day they went to go forcefully evict him. That is where this druggie was still there. He was forcefully evicted after there was numerous times that they knocked it. If you guys follow me on Instagram, there was a picture that was posted. He tried to barricade the door with couches, with a screwdriver. It was crazy. It's just, they finally got in, they walked the property, they removed him out of the property. My business partner, Nick, had a wedding to go to in California. So after that all took place, he started his drive. As he's 30 minutes into his drive, he gets a call from the sheriff being like, hey, we think that there is a woman and a baby in that property. What we end up finding out is that this woman and this baby barricaded themselves in a hidden closet behind a dresser. So the entire time that the cops were going through, the entire time that my business partner was walking the property and filming it, this lady, as in the girlfriend, and the newborn were in that property hidden. They end up getting removed off of the property, and I hope this is something that we're gonna have to follow up with. I hope the baby was taken to Child Protective Services. It's insane, it's very unfortunate. One thing that I almost forgot to tell you is during this eviction process of after he lost this court case, the day that he lost, he messaged us, told us that he was going to throw a last hurrah party. He said he told his friends to come with hammers to put holes in the walls and to come with paint balloons to obviously destroy the property. My business partner did not respond. We understood that it was just most likely to get a reaction from us. We let it be. At that point, he's just incriminating himself. In the morning, he says, copper wiring is going for really good prices right now. So I removed all of the copper wiring from the house and I'm going to resell it. Also, I knocked down 4 of the main 6 support beams of the property. Just think about it. What type of maniac do you have to be to openly send out those messages to someone that just successfully won a lawsuit against you? It's just, there's no reason behind it, especially if he had any intention in actually doing it, because at that point, we would not only go after him civilly, but criminally. At least I would. And I told my business partner that. I told him, I dare him to do anything. I was so frustrated over this entire situation because of one thing, the newborn. It was so mind-boggling to me that if someone wants to put themselves in that situation and that's the choice that they choose to do, that's on you. But when there is a newborn born into a family that obviously with such unfortunate circumstances, selling drugs out of that property, doing drugs in that property, it's insane. I just have no sympathy for people like that, which is why I was so eager to get them out of the property. It wasn't even about flipping the property anymore. It was just about how selfish someone can be, only looking out for themselves and not taking care of their family and the conditions that you put themselves in. It was insane. So this is definitely the worst experience. I've never had a bad experience buying and selling real estate. This is the worst experience by far. We've never really experienced any challenges. For those that kind of want a summary of if you ever experience anything like this, to my understanding, if there is a tenant and or a person not wanting to leave the property, if the margins make sense, you offer them something up front, which we did. They didn't want to leave, we then sue. It wasn't too expensive. We won the lawsuit, and then you get the sheriffs involved. They give the person 24 hours, and then they forcefully evict them from the property, and you can continue with your project. The part that sucks about this is that this individual had a bunch of warrants out for his arrest, and pretty bad ones too. He's been through the jail system many times already. So because he was arrested for those warrants, we have to leave his stuff in the property for 14 days. Again, just prolonging the time that it takes for this entire project. Fortunately, we paid for this property cash. We don't have any hard money fees. This would be a complete nightmare if we did. Traditionally, when people take out hard money, at this point, February, March, April, May, June, we're not going to really start this project until July. 6 months, imagine that, incurring 6 months of interest on a property, especially now. February marketplace and June and July marketplace for real estate are completely different ball games. But again, it's an unfortunate circumstance. Yes, it sucks for us, but I think we can all agree that the most unfortunate circumstance is definitely for that baby. So just want to share our experience with you guys. I hope that you guys learned something new. Hopefully if you guys get put in a similar position like this video can make it just one step easier to overcome any problems that you guys experience. I hope that we earned your thumbs up. If you guys have any suggestions and or want to share your experience, comment down below. And again, friendly reminder, we're always looking for more deals. So if you have anybody that's interested in selling a property in the Arizona area, off market, if it's a friend, family, neighbor, whatever the case might be, connect us with the seller and we'd be happy to pay you either a finder's fee, a couple $1,000s, and or a percentage of our net profits. Message myself or my business partner on Instagram and that will be linked in the description if you want to follow up. I really do appreciate your guys' time. Hope that we earned your thumbs up. Please consider subscribing and like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy.